So regardless of where you live or who you live with, whether you live alone or with a roommate, whether you're married or single, you have kids or no kids, whether you have many or small ones or teenagers, whatever. We all have those moments of, why is this place such a mess? And why is it so chaotic? So, well, today's guest is going to empower us to do something about it. My name is Silvia Escobar. My husband Arturo and I are co-owners of Escobar Homes and Family, the real estate business with Keller Williams. We take a very holistic approach to helping people successfully buy and sell their home. We know that having a home is more than just owning one. That's why we have a weekly newsletter that talks about both the market and the home. We also have this monthly workshop on Zoom where we invite experts on different topics that we think will serve our community. So you can look up those workshops on YouTube, but today we have a very special guest. And we were just doing the numbers. I think we've known each other. I think we could officially say we've known each other for 2 decades.
Yes.
We both homeschooled our kids. Our kids spent a lot of time. My kids spent a lot of time at her house. Her kids spent a lot of time at my house. And Rosemary Estrie is the architect, founder, and author of Me Sizing Stations and Home-Based Infrastructure, MSI, as we're going to be talking about today. She is the engineering authority, coach, trainer, and consultant on how to create your best life with MSI. So if during Rosemary's presentation, you think of a question, you can either write it down or you can put it in the chat. And when we're done with the presentation, we're going to have some Q&A time. Okay, so Rosemary, the floor is yours. The time is yours. Please teach us.
Okay, Sylvia, if there's anything I need to do differently with the mechanics, you let me know.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are here. I really think that tonight is going to give you some answers to how to get some order in our homes. So welcome to the Complete Me Sizing Workshop, or what I like to say is party. My name is Rosemary Bone Estrie, and tonight I am going to introduce you to the simple method of me sizing, how to remove chaos and bring order to your home. So I cover everything tonight. So find today's information in my book, The Complete Me Sizing Handbook, How to Move, Streamline, and Create Your Best Life. I would love to come home with you and work on your stuff, but trust me, you don't want to feed me. So find the book at amazon.com. And this workshop tonight is going to introduce 3 power initiatives: the me sizing, stations, and home-based infrastructure. So here we have it, home sweet home for many of us. We're busy, we're working hard, we're wanting rest, and life gets out of control. Is there an easy way to tackle this mountain of stuff? Yes, there is. We're going to learn about it tonight. Proverbs says, a heart at peace gives life to the body. It's pretty well known that if we have more peace in our life, we actually live longer. So let's talk about the method. What is the method for me sizing stations and infrastructure and getting peace into our lives? This is what you'll need to know and what we're going to cover tonight. Me sizing is removing obstacles by questioning items. Stations is like things together where you use them. And that is the key to the entire book that I've written, to this entire process. If you take away one thing tonight, let it be that phrase that says, like things together where you use them. And then our third method that we're going to talk about tonight is home-based infrastructure. And that is just creating an orderly life. Once we've kind of moved past the me sizing and the stations, how do we keep that? And how do we bring more creative things into our lives? So here, let's go. This is our first initiative, our first power initiative, me sizing. What is me sizing? Well, one thing for sure, it is not downsizing. Downsizing is a downer of a word. Their corporations have picked it up, and it is not something that we want to associate with something that is so good as me sizing is. So instead, we are going to think about, what do I need to do to make life mine? And so we're not going to wait for a fire to remove the chaos. We're going to remove chaos with me sizing and remove useless obstacles, items that stand in our way. So with me sizing, we pose questions, not to us, but to the items, and the items give the answer. We simply obey. So what do they answer? No, what do they ask? What do we ask the items? We ask about their condition. How does it work? How are you working? This chair of mine, how are you working? Are you damaged? Are you old looking? Are you missing parts? And we ask about usefulness. So we ask about, would anyone miss this if it was gone? We ask about space limitations, who it belongs to, where it could live, if it doesn't live in this room, if it builds into our home or undermines our home, and more. So all of those answers, all of those questions to items are answered by one of three answers. This is important to remember. It's only ever throw away, give away, or put away. There's no other category. So throwaways are garbage. No one is able to use those. Giveaways are good, but not for this home. Putaways are keepers. They're useful. And we would actually probably go and buy them if we didn't have them. So as we work here to me size our homes, think of your home and think of where your chaos spot is that drives you buggy, drives you crazy, drives you nuts. Hold on to that as we walk through this process together. So you have your chaos. How do we attack that? We ask it questions. So the questions that we ask, the first question that we ask is, what is garbage in this space? So garbage are things, like I said, they're things that are maybe damaged or broken, and we want to remove those. And then our second question is, what item might be an easy out? So an easy out is something that we know is a giveaway. Perhaps empty containers, perhaps half empty boxes that are in a space, and we can just go in and empty that box and remove it quickly. So keep thinking about your space, but in this space, this couch was an easy out. They had really worn this, used this couch. They had already bought a replacement. And so when we opened it up, we found that it was not an easy out. It actually was garbage, because someone or many people, it looked like, had spilled into the couch, and it was rusty and moldy from those spills. So we ended up taking the mattress right to garbage. We took the hardware right to recycling, and the couch got pushed out the back door. And it was amazing. Presto, empty room. Then we stationed the room. And so stationing, if you remember, is like things together where you use them. So we stationed the room, and these steps will transform any room. And really, it's so motivating once this happens. So it made this room perfectly beautiful in 1 hour. We removed the garbage, the easy outs, we removed the couch, we removed toys. It was simple. Then we vacuumed it, polished it, and staged it to be perfectly beautiful. And I think that's pretty fast to get all that done in 1 hour. So another room, not in this home, but in another home. This is a homeschool room. We use the same process, and that process was garbage, easy outs, then stationing the room. So the garbage is here, the easy outs are here, and then we put together in the room, we put together all the readers for the homeschoolers. We put together the art, we put together geography, we put together math and science over here. The textbooks all went over here, and everything was together. The teacher's desk, which had been in the middle of the room, dividing the room in half, was now right near her students so that she could answer questions. So again, what did we do? Like things together where you use them. When we station a room, the room clears and we can see what we have and where those stations would best fit. And so which house, honestly, which house would you rather live in? The before house or the after house? The after.
Yeah.
So now we're moving on to a business. I'm sorry, no, a basement. The basement here is not a homeschool room, but we used the same process. We did garbage first, then we did easy outs. And in this room, this is actually a bookshelf, and so is this one. And there are the shelves, and we took those and put them into what we call an empty container station until we could see what we needed to use for the end product. And then we did something else with this. We took this freezer and we put it underneath this window, right? Why did we do that? Because we can't put anything on top of the freezer because no one can get into it. And we can't put anything in front of the window. And so we put those two items together, and it ended up turning out perfectly. There's the window, there's the freezer, and then against this wall, we put all of our shelving. And then what appeared? Our giveaways appeared. Yippee! And the giveaways come from a station that we called, I mean, you can just name a station whatever you want. We called this Ask the Kids Station. So that literally sat in the middle of this basement until we could take pictures, text it to the kids. They got back to us with answers. And at the end of the day, all of these items were giveaways. It was an amazing thing. So do you think you could get your chaos space looking like this? I'm sure you can, with stations especially. So let's look now at a business. This is a business that they have thousands of items. I think 3,000 items. The process of me sizing stations and infrastructure works in small spaces as well as in large spaces. So what I want you to notice is, as we talk through this, is how things are contained and labeled. And that's what we do with stations. So first of all, this is the area that we're working on primarily. and this area. This is all a part of the shipping and receiving process. So this is the after shot. So here's the shelving. Look at what we did here. Simply with putting like things together where we use them. And then this is the shipping and receiving desk. And we put this tall item
Shut your video off.
with a tall item. And that really changed the whole look of and function of this shipping and receiving area. So the low desk went with the low railing instead of this high thing kind of blocking it. And so it was just a beautiful thing. So you've seen before and after pictures for me sizing. Now let's talk stations. This is our initiative. We all make stations now. So this is simply a pastry drawer where you would roll out pastries. That's what this woman calls this drawer. So think of your silverware drawer with forks, knives, and spoons all grouped together. Stations are made by putting, yes, wait for it, like things together where you use them. This is, again, excuse me, the most important thing for you to take home. This is the golden rule of me sizing. In life, all order in life comes from this principle, whether you're an artist or you're a writer or you're an auto repair technician. Test it, try it, teach it to kids by saying like with like, and they will get it. But today, take a picture of it, write it down, post it, carry it in your brain, in our brains, so we can work forward. Like things together where you use them. Did I beat that enough? Hey, you guys, I saw you slipping in at the last minute. So here are business stations. Here is the mailing station. Here is the frequently used tool station. Here is the shipping and receiving station. Here is the screwdriver station. Here is the woodworking station. So now let's look at, these are all just stations for a business, one business. Now let's look at this remodel. I see you entering late, use stations. And so here we have a beautiful new beverage station. It happens to be the old closet in the kitchen, and it works beautifully for them. These are prepared foods. We've got canned goods, we've got condiments, we've got ethnic foods down here, 3 or 4 different kinds. And then down here, we've got other prepared foods. This is the pasta station in a drawer. And here is a baking station. The beauty of me sizing is that these me sizers can find items in the dark. And so she can go for her chocolate chip cookies or chocolate chips in the dark and find them. No one has to know she's there. And so here we have a flat utensil drawer. Here we have a bulky utensil drawer. And here we have a wonderful station, a kid's plastics drawer where they can just help themselves and get drinks and get popcorn or whatever their snack is. And then here we have the silverware and knives. In the same house, they have a welcome nook that is a station. Here is the front door. Here is the back door back here, and people can enter and go right to this station to hang up their coats, take off their shoes, put down their purse, and walk right into the home. The kids can leave their things here and go to this toy closet station, pick those things up and go right into the playroom. It works perfectly. Then this is a different house. And this is the one that you've seen earlier. And this is a teacher's arts and crafts supplies. So this is a good example of a big station that has substations. So on this side, it's mostly like paper arts and crafts and creative memories, I think, down here. And then here you have fabric, and this whole side is all fabric. But everything, she just has done a wonderful job of using this space and making substations from a larger station. So in our crazy making space, imagine you've removed the garbage and the easy outs. Now you can think of making stations. So to demonstrate making stations, let's go back to our me-sizing home. Next to this room is a beautiful solarium overflow room. This is a wonderful room, but a lot is going on. We removed the garbage. You can see it back here. There's the couch that we took out. And I'm sorry, it's here. Here's the couch. And here's an area rug that we took out of here. So we've removed the garbage. Now, and we removed the easy outs. And now we're going to do stations. So what's in this room? Who knows? The stations show us what's here. So here we found, when we gathered all this, we found clean laundry here, 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 down here, little socks, and over at the end of this little love seat. We found toy bins, stuffed animals, dog toys. We found outdoor gear here and here, indoor riding toys here. There you can see handles. There's another handle. And we found blankets and pillows. We found vacuum cleaner parts and attachments and more. So once the stations came together, we saw what was not needed and removed it. Things like duplicates, bad quality, broken, missing pieces, or they didn't fit the space. So we gave them away. And then we moved things out of the room because there's so much going on here. We moved the outdoor toys to the garage. The stuffed animals went to each kid's bedroom. The pillows went to giveaway. The indoor riding toys went behind the wood-burning stove, and the toys that stayed in the room went into labeled bins. As we were making stations, we me-sized more. And the way we did that is we asked probing questions for items from the handbook. These probing questions help stubborn items leave. And items answer the questions, we just obey them. So these questions are things, again, like things, does this work? Is this essential? Would anyone miss it? The handbook has great questions, and the questions stick in our heads as we review them, and we get lightning fast at seeing what to keep and what not to keep. And all answers, this is review, but all answers are either throw away, give away, or put away. Throw away is garbage, give away is good, but not staying in this home, and put away is keepers and useful items. You can see here that what we did was we made containers, labeled them, and put them where they fit. So now cleanup is a breeze for everyone, even the babysitter. Everyone knows where things go, and the whole household is happier for it. So this is the end product. Wouldn't you like to move in here? The end product, it is cleaned and staged to perfect beauty. We renamed this room Toy Room, but we did a revolutionary thing. We moved the clean laundry station to that first family room. Why? Because it's handy. It's there while they're sitting. They automatically do it. That is infrastructure. And we'll talk more about that. Now let's take a look at selling your home. The handbook will prepare you, your family, and your home for selling by giving you simple tips that are in the handbook for showings, what to clear away for a bigger looking home, basic staging, how to position your furniture and add beauty to make it perfect. Market changes. What do I have to do to get my home sold? And then you're able to do it. Woo buyers. Clearer homes are enticing and inviting to buyers. And tips on dissolving an estate, which is really, it's really a sharing and dispersing process. And tip, we talk about moving and packing your home. With me sizing and stations, it goes much easier. So here's some of the tips. Start the minute you know you're leaving. It takes many hours to pack. Begin with framed art or pictures. Why? They're harder to wrap, and it's a visual reminder to the whole family that the move is going to come. And then packing and moving and unpacking are incredibly easier. Things are together, put them in a box, pad it, tape it, mark it, and go. And then unpacking, you get into your new home, you know exactly the amount of space that you need to have for the items. Imagine your new home. If you're moving, imagine your new home. If you can do that, this will help motivate you to pack. You can see how your things can function or not function in your new space. So give away anything you won't use in the new home before moving. Use smaller boxes for heavy items and breakables, big boxes for light items. Cushion your breakables with padding. And label the boxes with to, from, and station contents on one or more sides. And wait for it, neatly stack the packed boxes near the front door and the moving truck. Why? Save yourself steps and your movers steps. So for moving out of your home, ask a lot of friends and family to help. Start early so they can do other things with their day. Be completely packed except maybe the refrigerator. Clean both the old and new homes and ask for help doing that. And your movers can sometimes do that. Promise hard work. They don't have to go to the gym that day. And good food. And most of all, remind them. But actually, most of all, make the day fun for them. And then moving to your new home, plan ahead. And these are my best 2 suggestions. Remember this. We're all going to move in the future. Remember this. It will save you 3 weeks of work. Make a rough floor plan for each room that you're moving into. Why? You won't have to move anything a second time because it'll be put right in place by your movers into its permanent spot, and it will be up and running immediately by the end of the day. Attach it to the door of each room for the movers. They will be able to stop at the door and say, where does that table go? Oh, it goes over in this corner. Where does the dresser go? It goes here. And then the people moving the boxes will go, oh yeah, the moving boxes go in that spot. It is going to save you so much work. And then the other one is label the kitchen and bathroom cabinets by station. So let me show you how this is done. In this home, we've already looked at what's inside of these. In this home, the fronts, it's a remodel. And so we moved out and then we moved back in, and the fronts of the cabinets are all marked with little pieces of paper and blue painter's tape. You want the painter's tape so that it doesn't take off any new finish or even old finish. And because everything was labeled, anyone can fill any of the drawers, any of the cabinets. And so it's not just mom that has to work on filling it. Many people can help, which in this situation made it fun. It made it like a big party. And so same thing with the bathroom. Just label it, and move in is very fast, and everyone is functioning the same day. Less work for you. So now we move into our third power initiative, which is home-based infrastructure. This points us to our future. Infrastructure is everywhere in our world. No one cares if we do not like that we can't park in this spot. Compliance is expected because flow is respected. No one wants this to be clogged up with cars. We can't block other people's movement. Guess what? The same thing goes for home. Rules help us share the space with one another. Freedom means the opportunity to be whatever we thought we would be. Infrastructure brings freedom. It provides a sturdy framework for life. So infrastructure brings order. It creates your best life. If we implement infrastructure, order comes. Why? Infrastructure is the hidden framework of items, rules, and systems that make life flow. Kids thrive on infrastructure. It's dependable and secure, a great environment. Would you enjoy this order? Look, the kids' stuff is in the cubbies. The floor is clear. The chairs are clear. Infrastructure is unseen and can be tricky to pinpoint. Infrastructure includes anything that gives a strong, predictable, and dependable structure to the home. So here you see a calendar that brings schedules and people's having to adjust those schedules. Here you see that beliefs and values are part of home-based infrastructure, and caring for others, how we respect one another, and even items like this calendar help provide infrastructure. The results of infrastructure, it births character infrastructure. Home-based infrastructure blossoms character and integrity and keeps us considerate of those around us. We share community spaces with other people in mind, and it's contagious. Others pick it up, especially kids. And we solve problems with infrastructure, adding rules, adding systems, adding items that help. Think of the problems you are facing at home, like getting cleaning, laundering, and dishes done. What could we do? We could add some rules. Everyone helps with chores. No food on carpet or fabric. No personal stuff left in community areas. Share the work and the space. And be considerate of others. And add your own. Would a cleaning rotation help? Could laundry be done differently? Can cubbies be added somewhere? It's all infrastructure. Albert Einstein says we cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. We must make changes, and infrastructure will do that. Do whatever it takes to bring peace to the home. Often having less items brings peace. So here, home-based infrastructure is needed to go from chaos to order. We get infrastructure hardware to help. Hangers, dresser, shoe, sock, and lingerie bin, dirty laundry basket. We also get infrastructure software to help by telling myself the rule. I'm going to keep my space clear. I'm going to keep the floor clear. I'm going to put my shoes in their bin. I'm going to fold my clean laundry right away, and more. Creating life with infrastructure. How will we keep the new order in our home? With orderly homes, we have more time, space, and energy in a day. So questions like these arise. What problems have surfaced at home now that order is familiar and more order is wanted? What more do I want from my one and only life? Why am I here on planet Earth? Can I bring my dreams to life? How can I do that? Can my life count for something more? With these questions being answered, our greater purposes are being revealed and lifting us, perhaps even from dark emotions. A house is built by wisdom and becomes strong through good sense. Through knowledge, its rooms are filled with all sorts of precious riches and valuables. Not things, but life's treasures that stay with us and shape our lives forever. Infrastructure not only reveals our purposes, but it reveals the one great God who made you on purpose for your unique purposes. Infrastructure is worth learning and practicing. This book takes a deep dive into all that you've heard here for a great one and only life. I hope this has inspired you to try me sizing. It has changed many homes. So let's take questions, Sylvia.
Okay. Can you turn off your share?
Yes, I think. And how do I do that?
Yeah, I think I can do it for you. Hold on. I think. Let's see.
There it is.
You got it?
Yep.
Great. Okay. Awesome. Wow. Awesome. Rosemary, thank you so much. So now, as Rosemary was saying, we can take some questions. Does anyone have any questions for Rosemary? Just go ahead and unmute and ask your question. Okay, I do have a question. And I was looking through your book. I do have your book right here. I do have your book right here.
I hope it was beneficial.
It was so good. I think one of the things that I really appreciate about it is that you have a lot of there's a lot that when you're giving those 3 points that you just shared, there's a lot of more in depth when you read the book. So
Yes.
there's a lot of the why behind, the 3 points. And so I guess one of my questions is, as you're doing it, do you do it a room at a time? Do you do it like you started with, and one of the things that you said is go with the one that's really causing havoc in your life, right? So what if you have several? I'm asking
Yeah.
a friend.
Yes, yes, I understand. I have walked into homes and I have said to people, what is the spot that's driving you nuts? And so it's different for different people. If sometimes it's a desktop, it's the top of a desk that you just have to say, okay, I've got to get, even though I don't recommend paper first, I recommend going with 3D items. Why? There's just so much in an inch of paperwork, you might have 100 decisions, So instead of going with paperwork, go with 3D items, and then you reclaim huge, like you remove one couch and you've got a huge amount of what I call prime real estate in your house, and you're reclaiming that. And so, but whatever is weighing you down the most, whatever is really, like if it's usually it's the kitchen, or it could be a craft room. It could be, it could be the garage, because winter is coming. You want to get your car parked in there. And, and so whatever is making you the most crazy is the one to start on. And then one thing to keep in mind, if you're thinking about your home and you're saying to yourself, well, if I get rid of the garbage up here in the kids' bedroom, there's a broken couch up there. I would like to get that out. And then in the basement, we've got broken stuff down there. I don't even know what the kids what they've broken down there. So if you go through your house and remove all the garbage first from the house, you're going to go, we have all this floor space. Like we could actually put another bed in that room. Like the guys could double up, and or something else. And so remove the garbage from the whole house, even the garage. Remove the easy outs, the things that are big that are going out. I mean, I had one family who removed what's it called? Ping pong table out of their basement. When that was gone, everybody was like, we're liking this. We're doing more of this. So it's very encouraging. And Kathleen, I know that you said to me something that really spoke to me. You said, my motto is sorry, I can't get the beginning of it, but do what it takes for encouragement's sake. And I can't remember the beginning of that right now, but whatever would encourage you the most is what you should do first.
Yes.
So I hope that answered your question.
It does. Thank you. Does anyone else have another question?
I think I'm a little bit, what's the word? A little bit more confused about the infrastructure piece of it. I'm thinking of different rooms and how, we pulled that couch out from downstairs and drug it out around the house and put it out for the garbage to pick up. And that was good because that opened up that space and took a desk out of a room upstairs. It was so crowded, I was tripping. It happened to be my office and I just could hardly open the doors on it. And so we finally got rid of that. So I understand the piece about everything opening up. But I don't think I think I'm missing something and I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, with the infrastructure, Kathleen.
Yeah.
This is my sister, by the way. This is my sister. Yeah.
It's kind of it's just that it's kind of a deep concept, and it's like something that's going to take more maybe meditating on it or something.
Right.
Thinking about I'm not sure. I'm not
Let me address that for you. So infrastructure is an understructure. So if you think about making a hamburger, I talk about that in the book. If you think about making a hamburger, I want my hamburger a particular way.
Okay.
So I want it on a bun. I want mayonnaise first. Don't anybody get sick. Okay, she can put mayonnaise on her burger.
I do too.
Anyway, I like mayonnaise on it first. Then I like my burger. Then I like my raw onion slice. Then I like my tomato slice. Then I like lettuce. And if something's going on top of that, like let's say I'm going to have mushrooms or something like that, the lettuce comes off, and I put it under the lettuce, or else I put it underneath the burger. And then so I'm creating a structure based upon what I want it to turn out like. And so with infrastructure, you can solve problems by saying to yourself, how do I want this to turn out?
Okay.
So I like to take laundry as a problem in every household, because it usually is. Laundry, dishes, and children's boots and coats are a problem in every home. And so I like to take those and show that with laundry, there are certain things that you need to have in order to make laundry work. You need to, first of all, have, you need the essentials. You need a washing machine, a dryer, you need the plumbing that's necessary, and the, electrical and all that. That is infrastructure, but that's not what we call home-based infrastructure. Home-based infrastructure is, how do we get it to happen? How do we get that laundry to happen? So you try something, you give each person a laundry basket, and it's still not happening. Okay, you assign each person a day of the week where they have to do their laundry. And let's say it's still not happening. So you program in reminders, you give them rewards, you post it on the refrigerator. I talk about a master planning center in the book. It's on your refrigerator, and you post it. This is your day, this is your day, and this is your day. This is mom's day, this is dad's day. That should be only 5 days. And, maybe you need to double up somehow, but I have loads of information in the book about that, about solving problems. And then I have information about creating life. So if you have everything in the house is me sized. I mean, I'm going to say I have a house that needs to be me sized. I have my giveaway closet. It's all set. And so if I have me sizing mostly done, stations mostly done, I have free time. And so I can put new things into my life. Like, let's say, like my sister Kathleen, she took art classes. So how do you schedule that into your established life? That what you're doing is called infrastructure. You're figuring out, okay, who needs to be where, when, how does that affect the other schedules, and the car needs to go here for this person. And then if we're going to put something new into that, we have to get that car to do that. And so we're looking at the order. So infrastructure is the underneath order of creating something new in your life and fitting the pieces together. So chaos, again, I talk about this in the book. It's much, it's really a deep dive on it to go to the book, but chaos does not cooperate. Order cooperates, and it creates a structure. And all you can do is test it. You can say, oh, well, maybe we need to eat dinner earlier so that we can get the kids to do some of their stuff the night before they go to school. It's just order. And you try it and see if that's the solution. If that's not the solution, you try the next thing, the next idea. And really, I think moms are the masterminds behind infrastructure. We are, we're the ones that are we're trying to keep peace in the family. We're trying to keep our husbands happy. We're trying to keep our kids happy. What do we have to do to make peace in our homes? And that word is infrastructure. And again, there's a deep dive into it. You might have to reread it a few times because it's a little tricky to understand. Once you get it, you'll go, this is infrastructure. I'm on it.
When I was reading the book, you talked about flow. And when I thought about flow, when you were talking about infrastructure, what came to my mind is this pet peeve that I have. So at churches and at different events, you have the coffee and you have the creamer and you have the stirs and you have the cups. And here's what pet peeve of mine. When I come to the station of the coffee and the cup is over there, the stirs are over here, the creamer is over here, and there's a line. So I'm like, And so I will go to the coffee station. I will bypass everyone and I will move the coffee and put the coffee cups over here, put the coffee over here, put the creamer, put the sugar, put the stirs, because that's the order in which we will be. And so that was funny because I thought about that immediately, this flow of the coffee station.
Silvia, that is a brilliant example of it. And I have done catering. I haven't cooked, but I've been a server for catering. And most people, when they serve a group in a buffet style, they put the silverware right next to the plates. When we did catering, we put the silverware at the end so that people's hands were free to dish up the food.
Yes.
They could take because, otherwise they're fumbling. And so again, it's like things together where you use them, and the flow is a part of that. Right. So yeah, it's a great example.
Priscilla, did you have a question or a comment?
Well, no, I used to have a mess in my house because my two kids, they were always making a mess. So I was a single mom coming from work, and every time I was passing the door, I was scanning the whole house, like, okay, that's not supposed to be there. So I was scanning the whole house, but I didn't start cleaning the house right away. I was just waiting for my kids to do their homework, watch TV, and then go to bed. And then when they were in bed, I was just cleaning the whole house because, maybe it's just the thing that I have. I can't go to bed with my house all upside down.
And that's your brilliant solution for your situation. It's, we do what we have to do. And, I recommend doing 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there. But I love what you're doing. And I know that I did that at some point when my kids were growing up, where it was just like, I cannot get up and face a mountain of dishes or shoes all over the house, or just people's things laying everywhere. And so I just had to do something. And your solution is brilliant for you. Is it working for you? Do you feel like that's the key for you?
Well, right now, I have an empty nest. So before, because I used to give a lot of clothes to the Salvation Army,
Mhm.
my kids were always closing the door of the room because they said that I was going to throw them in the bag too. So I get rid of a lot of things from my house. I'm very simple. I just like to have what I need. And but I have a challenge right now with my husband.
No one has ever had that challenge.
That's what I'm still working on. That I don't. It just patient with him, because I don't like to see shoes in the middle of the living room. I don't like to see dishes in my countertop. I don't just like, but it's I'm still working on it.
So I have a suggestion. So you know Silvia, right? So get the book for your husband and tell him, wrap it for Christmas and tell him that it's a gift from Silvia.
Nice.
Well, the weird part is that he's a construction worker.
Oh, yeah.
So his truck, his tools are so organized that it's annoying. So his truck is so organized that I can't find anything there because it's so organized that, but when he comes to the house, he just like, woo, everything is everywhere.
Yeah, and
That's a
I
good
do.
because there actually, I think we all have like our priorities of the things that we like to have in order. And so sometimes it's not that we can't, it's just that it's not a priority, right? And it's communicating the fact that if we live in the same house and it's a priority for one, it should be a priority for all, or at least in the realm of priority.
Right.
Right. And that, yeah, that's
Well, yeah, and I think what I used to say to my husband is, and my husband is real good about, picking up after himself and things. But I used to say to him, this is my office. This is where I work, and I'm on the clock. So you're on the clock at your work, but I'm on the clock at home. And so if you can help me with this concept of stations, like things together where you use them. And another concept I introduce is I call it finishing your brush stroke. You walk in the door, you unpack your groceries, and you get all of them to where they belong. With my kids, I used it with my kids a lot. I said, come back to the table, remove your books. I need you to finish your brush stroke, because if you don't do that, then we can't eat dinner. And so share the space. And then we had another rule: no personal items in community area. You just can't leave your personal stuff in community area. You have to share the space. If other people have to be looking at it, and it bothers them, that is, we have a value in our home, and you can say this however you'd like, but we have a value in our home that says we're gonna respect one another's successes. We want everyone to be successful. And I literally learned that. I learned that from my mom, because she did this thing, and I tell the story at the end of the book. And Silvia, I don't know, we have time are we on a time frame?
Yeah, we're a little bit over, so yeah, you can go ahead, but you can go ahead and tell the story.
Okay, so the story is, we're not going to let Kathleen talk because she'll remember it differently. But the story from me, I was number 8 of 9. And so the story for me, I know, right? The story for me is that I remember sitting next to her and her saying to the whole table, to everyone, she would say, pass your plates. And that was the alarm that said, dinner's over, get to work. And so we would pass our plates from the end of the table to my mom. And so we were passing and passing, and my mom would take the plate, scrape it off onto the top plate, put our silverware down, and put our clean plate underneath the stack. And as soon as one person was done passing, they were already up, they were grabbing the glasses, and we were like out of the gates to get that, get the dishes done. Why? Because that same table was used for homework, the very same table. All of us needed the table. And so if we left our stuff out, if we didn't do the gig, we weren't respecting one another's successes. Everybody wanted to be successful in school. And so you might talk about that kind of thing. I don't know if that helps you, but he definitely knows how to do it. It's not like teaching him, reinventing the wheel and teaching him. He already knows how to do it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Rosemary, thank you so much for spending time with us and showing us a really concrete way of looking at the structures that we have in our homes. And no matter where we are, the size of our home or the people, the amount of people that we have, right?
Right.
It's doable for all of us. And again, here's her book. You can find it on Amazon. And then her website is mesizinglife.com. mesizinglife.com. Now, those of you who are here will get a copy of this recording. And then, so you will have it. And then all of her contact information will be there at the bottom of the YouTube video. And so you can contact her. So Candace said before she leaves, she said, she put on the chat, thank you, Rosemary. So good to see you again as well. So
thank you, Candace.
Thank
Good
you,
to see you.
By the way, Shelly did say earlier, or yeah, Shelly, no, or Cindy said, mayo is the only way to eat a burger. Thank you for this useful information.
Yay.
You're going to get the book. So thank you everyone for being here. Again, we will have all this all of Rosemary's contact information for you on the YouTube video, and you should be receiving it in your email box on Tuesday, in your inbox on Tuesday. If you do not get it, look in your spam, because if this is the first time that you're receiving it, then it might just go into your spam. Just move it to your inbox, and then you'll be able to get the weekly newsletter. All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you again. Thanks to
Thank you
everyone
all for coming.
If I don't see you again, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we will see you again in January where we'll have another workshop.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rosemary.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you, Kathleen.
You too, Sylvia. Thanks, Rosemary.
Thank you.